Start on the back side, have a block nearby. Before you get too comfortable, too still, bring the knees into the chest and just allow your back body to rock across the earth. Taking a few lengthy breaths in through the nose and then exhaling out the mouth. More times. Nice lengthy inhale. And then opening the mouth, exhaling. We are going to work with our fire element a little bit more today. So a little friction. When we work with our fire, a little rub, meaning when we get into certain shapes, things, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, because everything's very connected, or even energetics, things might get, I don't want to say triggered, but aggravated, or the loud gets louder because they're uncomfortable sensations, and typically we don't want to be with those uncomfortable situations or sensations. So when those things arrive, can we allow ourselves today to be in the present moment without reacting to those sensations, but coming eventually from a place of action? And that might just mean you are allowing yourself to simply be with the uncomfortable in order to digest it, to then come from a place of action, whatever that might look like, whether it's on your mat, downstairs, or in your everyday life. So before we begin, maybe take a moment, closing the eyes, setting your intention for today's practice, the weekend, maybe it's the rest of the month as we start to wind down in July. But just taking a moment to set an intention on how you can be more present in the moments that tend to poke at you or aggravate, or again, that cause that rub, that friction, the uncomfortable. And can you be within that moment in order to take it in, to digest, and then come from a place of action rather than reaction? Again, taking a moment to set the intention around that idea. The wording can be very simple, whatever resonates for you. And we'll come into our breath to start. So go ahead, let your feet or your legs come flat to the floor if they're not already. We're going to work with the Samana Vayu, an equal wavelength breath. The hands, either one hand on abdomen, one at heart, or both hands at the abdomen. And again, take a moment, or let's take a nice lengthy inhale through the nose. And then open the mouth, exhale everything out. Samana Vayu. On an inhale, breathe in through your nose, count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhaling, maintaining a nice flow of energy. The length of your inhale matching the length of your exhale. Could stay at a 6 count. It can get shorter, get longer. We're going to come into what is called wind removing dynamics, a little core work to start. So on an inhale, reach your arms over your head, lengthen out the leg. On the exhale, bring right knee to chest, using your hands to gently hug it in, feeling a nice compression in the hip, opening to that posterior chain around the glute. Inhale, lengthen, right leg long, arms overhead. And then exhale, left knee comes in. Good. We're going to do this a couple more times and then we'll just slowly build on. So inhale, reach the arms out. Exhale, right knee comes in. And then next inhale, lengthen out. Left knee. Moving at your own pace within your own breath. And on your exhale, I want you to emphasize the navel drawing it down and think of scooping it up with your abdominal muscles into your rib cage. So you're not just pulling it to the floor, but you're pulling it to the floor and then up into the lower ribs. Inhale, you let the diaphragm lengthen, the rib cage get big. And then exhale, navel drawing in, scooping it up as you do. So allowing the grip against the leg to get fairly light and see if you can use more core engagement to bring thigh bone in towards you. Next time right knee comes in, you would like a little bit more around the spine, coming into a crunch or C shape of your spine, forehead towards the knee. And then inhale, you'll lower. Arms overhead. Exhale, left knee comes in. Draw the navel down, scoop it up. Forehead towards the left knee. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Do more each side. The wave's really nice. You can keep using the hands for assistance, or if you want still more fire, reach your fingertips, your arms in the direction of your lifted foot. And then inhale to lower, couple more. Next time right leg comes in, we're going to stay on the right side. Again, feel free to bring your forehead to the knee, find that C shape of your spine. And then inhale, let the head lower down, but keep the leg in and just find some hip flossing motion in your right side. So moving the head of your thigh bone, circular motion, side to side. You can use hands. If you want to keep that fire and mind-body connection going, no hands. Makes it more somatic. It requires a little bit more core engagement as you stabilize the hips so your right leg can move freely in the hip socket. The bigger your circles are, the more your foot reaches away from your body, your midline, the more your deep core will have to engage to support. Next time knee comes in, switch into the opposite direction. Nice, everybody. Circles can be small, they can gradually get bigger. Next time knee comes in, interlace your 10 fingers, either wrap right behind the thigh, top of the shin, hug thigh bone in, let your right glute relax. Let the abdomen soften here. Feel your lower back widen behind you, right side. Go ahead, keep the right knee bent, but let your right foot come to the floor, and then just let your right leg fall out to the right into what I call a half bound angle shape. Getting the inner seam just for a minute or a little bit. Okay, using your right hand, guide your right leg up through center. Bend the left knee. We're going to come into what is called four angle or supinated pigeon. Cross your right ankle on top of the left thigh. Now, this might be enough for you. And if it is, great. You can always slide a block underneath the left foot to give yourself a little bit more. Or you're bringing both legs up towards your chest. Weaving your right arm through the gap of the legs, clasping your hands or your strap behind the left thigh. And then rock a little from side to side. Feeling the opening to the outer right hip, glute, maybe up to the lower back. You got it, Matt. Nice. If the uncomfortable sensations are starting to arise already as we get a little bit more into our hips, come back to the breath. A nice mantra with breath when you inhale is so. Hear the word so, and then as you exhale, hear the word hum. And what it translates to is I am. Just allowing yourself to simply be in each moment. You can rock, you can pause, stay for another 3 breaths. Bring thigh bones in, maybe right elbow presses your right thigh away from you, maybe left leg extends up to the sky. Okay, on an exhale, go ahead and bend the left knee, let your left foot come flat to the floor. We're going to cross the right leg over left leg. Again, bring both knees to your chest. You can grab your outer calves, shins. Maybe you go for the outer edges of your flexed feet. Knees come in, the spine will round, lower back most likely will come off the floor. Today, I want you to see if you can lengthen your lower back down as you pull or draw your heels, your legs away from your midline. Maybe the knees start to point back up towards the sky. So we're getting more into the, again, outer seam, our hips today. Come back to the breath, especially as we come face to face with that friction, the rub, with the uncomfortable, the bigger sensations. Nice, everybody. Okay, next exhale, release the clasp of your legs, your feet, but keep the cross of your legs. Left foot comes to the floor. Lift your hips up and over to the right just a little bit. And then let both legs, knees fall to the left into a twist. Left hand can guide the legs over. And then right arm out to the right, palm facing up. Let your head and neck rotate where it wants to go naturally. Yeah, on an inhale, come back up through center. Level out the hips, uncross the legs, let both legs long, arms overhead. On the exhale, bring left knee to chest. Again, you can round the spine forward to the knee. And then keep the knee in as you lower head, neck to the floor. And then you're going to do your hip flossing on your left side. So again, whether you're using guidance of your hands as you move the thigh bone and the hip socket circular motion, or no hands, and you're letting it be more somatic, still creating a little fire, a little heat through that midline. You stabilize from your core to help your hips, lower back. Then you're fine, Emmanuel. Stand the right then. Yeah, if you did left, do your right. Just make sure you do both sides. Totally cool. Okay, next time knee comes to chest, switch into the opposite direction. Okay, now next time knee comes in, interlace your fingers, grab behind the thigh or top of shin, hug thigh bone in, soften through your left side hip or whatever side you're working on, glute, lower back, belly. Go ahead, release the clasp. Your left foot comes to the floor. And then allow your left leg knee fall out to the left in your half to bound angle shape. Take about 3 breaths here. Okay, next inhale, use your left hand to guide your left leg up through center. Bend the right knee, 4 angle. Cross left ankle on top of the right thigh. Emmanuel, if you did left last side, you would switch. Okay. Bring your knees to your chest. When you're ready, you'll weave your left arm through the gap of the legs, clasping your hands behind the thigh. Again, you're more than welcome to use your strap. And you'll rock a little from side to side. And you can keep the rock going. Maybe you find stillness. Letting your left elbow press the left inner thigh away from you as you hug thighs in. Maybe extend right leg up to the sky, just adding a little bit more weight, leverage to the shape, stretch. Again, as things get louder, come back to the breath. Maybe you're hearing that chant so on the inhale, come on the exhale. Okay, next exhale, rebend the right knee. Right foot comes to the floor. Cross left leg over right. Bring both knees back to chest. Flex the feet. Grabbing outer calves, shins, maybe outer edges of your feet. And then eventually, as you pull your legs away from the midline, lengthen your lower back tailbone to the floor. Let your knees eventually point up to the sky. Relax the jaw, the musculature of your face. Let the tongue lightly press to the top of the roof of the mouth, just behind the upper teeth. Last breath here. Okay, keeping the cross of the legs, release your clasp, your grip. Right foot to the floor. You'll lift your hips up, move them to the left just a little bit. Excuse me, and then let both legs fall over to your right into your twist. And then left arm comes out to the left, head and neck wherever feels best. On an inhale, come back up through center. Uncross the legs, let both legs go long. And then exhale, bring both knees back into the chest. Feel free to round the spine for it to both knees. Letting your head, neck, shoulders come back to the floor. Again, just a few rocks here, whether you find a circular motion, maybe start to build a little momentum up and down the spine, because eventually we're going to come to hands and knees. So that's option one, to make your way forward to hands and knees. Option two would just be simply rolling to one side, fetal, and pressing up. Got it, Julie, nice. Good, remember to use your blanket for your knees if you need to. When you're in your tabletop, start to move through your cat-cow. So on an inhale, you're extending through the spine. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, opening, reaching heart forward, tailbone back and up. Exhale, pressing down, drawing in. A few more breaths here. And as you move through these two shapes, start to tune in a little bit further and notice what your body needs, whether it's physically, again, energetically, maybe even emotionally, mentally. Just allow yourself to explore as you move within your own vessel. The hand palm position, letting the head and neck go a little bit more, maybe some side to side action. All right, on the next inhale, come through your cow shape. On your exhale, you're gonna round the spine, bring your hips to your heels, child's pose. Inhale, you'll come forward through cow. Exhale, round into Balasana, child's pose. We're doing this one more time, and then we're gonna add some lateral motion. So inhale, coming forward. Exhale, rounding back. Next time you inhale, either stay in your cow or let your hips come a little bit more forward towards your wrist into extended cobra. And then exhale, bring your hips over to your left sit bone. Inhale, this time as you come forward, bring your hips to your left wrist, look over right shoulder. As you exhale, bring both hips, your butt to your right heel, excuse me. Inhale, bring both hips over to your right wrist, look over left shoulder. Nice. Exhaling, butt over to your left heel. Inhale, hips to your left wrist, look over right shoulder. Exhale, butt to your right heel. Inhale, hips come forward to your left wrist, right wrist, look over left shoulder. Exhaling. Hips to the left heel. Last side here, inhale, both hips over to your right shoulder, left shoulder. Look over right. And then exhale, butt to your right heel. Last time here, inhale, hip points forward to your right wrist, look over left. And then as you exhale, butt to the left heel. Good. Inhale, come back up through tabletop. Feel free to come through your cow, and then exhale around through your spine, cat. Do that one more time. Inhale, come through cow. Exhaling cat. This time as you inhale, come into neutral tabletop. We're going to come into thread the needle. On an inhale, reach your right arm up, look up. Exhale, thread your right arm through so that your right shoulder, deltoid, right side of your head comes to the floor. Left hand on the floor underneath your shoulder. Maybe you come up onto your finger pads. So that your left hand's there more for guidance and stability. Not a lot of weight there. Notice your hips tend to shift to the left. Can you bring them more into the midline? Okay, plant your left hand to the floor. Inhale, press down, reach your right arm up, look up. And then exhale, right hand down. We'll do same thing, opposite side. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, thread it through. Left side shoulder, head to the floor, right hand underneath to support. Hips fairly in the center. Hey, plant your right hand down. Inhale, press down, reach your left arm up, look up. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Inhale, come through cow. This time as you exhale, tuck toes, downward facing dog. And move it out, pedal it out. Find stillness, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana for about 3 breaths. Spread your fingers wide, feel your biceps rotating forward, triceps rotating back. Send your heels down towards the earth behind you. Rather than pushing the kneecaps back, think as if as your heels drop down, your thigh bones ascend up. Think of spiraling your hands out. They don't have to physically move, it's more energetics. And then as they spiral out, your forearms are spiraling in, but then your upper arms are spiraling out. Yeah. And then think heart towards your thighs. Nice job. Take another breath here. Okay, on an inhale, come up high in the balls of the feet, look forward, walk your feet up slowly to your hands, coming in towards a forward fold. The feet about hip width, even wider. Soft bend in the knees so we're not shoving them back in space. We're not hanging out in the knee joint. Grab your opposite elbows, ragdoll position. Feel free to sway from side to side. Shake out the head, the neck. Sway mat. Okay. Let your hands come to the floor. On an inhale, come up, Ardha Uttanasana, so halfway fold, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands can stay on the floor, shins or thighs, looking for that long spine from the crown to the tailbone. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway fold. And then exhale, two fold. Okay. On an inhale, you're going to come up halfway, have a block or two underneath your chest. So maybe one block at the lowest setting, second block highest setting, so you're more parallel to the floor. We're going to come into an outer seam IT band stretch, Anne's favorite. The feet are going to be about hip width. I'm going to start on the right side, so I'm going to mirror you today. A little unconventional, so just be mindful of your joints, the ankle, the knee, but you're going to roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Yep. As you do that, think of sending your hips back, keeping a soft bend in the knees, and then start to forward fold towards the earth. Maybe your hands come to the floor, or maybe you lower down from your blocks. Again, intense sensations may arise. Can you be with them? Breathe with them, through them. If you would still like a little bit more friction, more rub, you would come back up halfway. You're going to walk your hands, your block a little bit to the right, about a 45 degree. Your right foot can follow you, so you would rotate your right foot toes over in that same direction. Then you would forward fold over that degree. Allow your hips to shift a little bit over to the left. I like to walk, over to the right, your hips to the right. So I would like to walk my right hand over to the left side. You're going to take another breath here. On an inhale, you'll come back to center. Let your left toes point forward. Exhale into a forward fold. We're going to do the opposite side. So inhale, come up halfway. You're going to roll to the outer edge of your left foot. And then forward fold again. Once you have that soft bend in the knees, think of your hips slightly coming back as you hinge at the hip line, forward folding. Again, this might be enough, or if you want a little bit more, you come back up about halfway, fingertips or hands to your block, and then you would rotate your right foot to the right, about 45 degree, and then walk your hands, your upper body in that same direction. Then coming back to the fold. This side, I like to walk my left hand over to the right as I allow my hips to shift a little bit to the left. Okay, inhale. Slowly make your way back through center, all 10 toes pointing forward. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Okay, inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms out and up. Slight back bend at the top, and then exhale, hands at the heart. Samasti equals standing. Arms by your sides, Tadasana mountain pose. Feel your feet. Your feet root down. There's this action of pressing, rooting into the floor so that you can grow up through the length of your body, your torso, spine, out through the crown. You're going to come into a chair pose. You're going to inhale here. On your exhale, bend your knees. Let's bring our hands to heart center today. Good. Inhale, think rising up through the chest, the heart. Exhale, maybe sit a little bit deeper. Let's take one more breath here. This time as you exhale, forward fold over straight legs. Inhale, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step left foot back. Left knee to the floor. Inhale, come up, low crescent. Okay, bring your arms forward. We're going to come into what is called eagle arms. You are going to wrap your right arm underneath your left. If you can, you will cross the forearms and palms come together. If that is not something that is accessible, you would bring your strap in your left hand. And if your arms are coming from backside to backside, so your forearms meeting, you would grab the other end of your strap with your right hand. Okay, everyone's there. All right. Think elbows in line with your shoulders, wrists on top of the elbows. On an inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, draw the navel, scoop it in and up as you round in. Inhale, come up. A little balance here. Exhale, rounding in. Press your right foot to the floor, top of your left foot. Even though we're low in our hips, still feel that pressure or that force away from the floor with your feet. Your legs should be fairly on fire here. Okay, next inhale, come up through neutral spine, slowly release the arms, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Left hand stays down, left knee can come up with you. Inhale, reach your right arm up, twist. And then exhale, right hand down. Step right foot back, downward facing dog. Okay, from here, walk your feet slightly closer together, side by side. Inhale, reach left leg up. Exhale, bring knee to chest. Imagine you're in your plank with one leg. Inhale, press the floor away. Step your left foot forward. Right knee comes to the floor. Reach the arms up, low crescent. Okay, same thing with our eagle arms. This time, left arms get a hook underneath right. Maybe it's the back of your arms. You're using your strap or crossing the forearms, wrists, palms come together. Either way, elbows in line with the shoulders, wrists on top of the elbows. On an inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, draw the navel in, scoop it up as you round in and down. Feel your feet, your legs. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bring it in. Two more. So your left foot pressing into the earth, top of your right. Strong, powerful legs here as you stabilize. One more. Next inhale, come up through your neutral spine. Slowly release your arms. Reach your arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the floor, framing your left foot. Right hand down, right knee can come with. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Twist, that's the way. Exhale, left hand down. This time as you inhale, step your right foot forward to meet left. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold. Air pose, feet hip width or closer together. Inhale, bend the knees, reach your arms. Hands can come to the heart or arms can float up. Exhale, press the floor away to stand into mountain pose. Breathe here. Maybe notice the heat rising. Come back to the breath when you start to feel that heat, that rub, the friction again. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway fold. Exhale, two fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, keep the chest, arms lifted, bend the knees, sit your hips back and down, chair pose. Hands can always come back to the heart if you need to. Actually, let's bring the arms out in front of us. We're going to come into our eagle arms. Time you're going to bring your right arm underneath left. You're going to shift your body weight to the left foot, and you're going to float your right leg over left leg. Some people can wrap their foot ankle behind the left calf. Not super important, more of a flourish, and we're all built differently. I want you to think of drawing your right thigh bone back in space so your hips stay fairly on the same plane. And then maybe you sit a little bit deeper, but you're still actively pressing the floor away through the standing foot, leg. And then inhale, can you lift your chest up? Sit a little bit deeper on your exhale. One more breath here. Next inhale, press the floor away, release the legs. Reach the arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg back and up. Exhale, knee to chest, stay here. Inhale, press the floor away, step it through. Inhale, step left foot forward to meet right. Come up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, press the floor away to rise. Exhale, come back into a forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway fold. Exhale, Uttanasana to fold. Inhale, root to rise. Keep that lift of your chest, your arms. Exhale, bend the knees, sink your hips down and back. Chair pose, Utkatasana, fierce. Bring your arms out in front of you. This time, left arm hooks underneath your right. Find your eagle arms to the best of your ability. Think shoulder blades down as your elbows are in line with your shoulder heads, wrists on top of the elbows. Body weight will shift to your right. Float left leg up and over your right leg. Again, whether you're getting that second wrap of your ankle behind the calf or not, feel that intention of your left foot ankle reaching energetically into that position. Draw your left thigh bone back as you sit both sit bones down and back deeper into your seat. But then each inhale, lift your chest up higher. Exhale, draw the navel in, scoop it up as you sit a little bit deeper. Inhale, lift the chest. Last exhale here. Inhale, press the floor away, release the arms. Stretch up, look up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step it back, downward dog. Take about 3 breaths, move it out, breathe it out. Okay, inhale, shift forward plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, let's come up through Sphinx pose. The forearms to the floor, shoulder width apart. To measure that out, you can grab opposite triceps. A great day to check in with that. Palms are flat, tops of your feet flat. And I want you to just kind of feel your body in this shape. Notice where you might feel pressure or load, compression. And then press the tops of your feet actively to the floor so that you feel your thighs ignite and your kneecaps lift. Press your pubic bone down and think of drawing your abdomen away from the floor. You're neutralizing your spine just a bit. Isometrically press your palms down and then drag the heels of your palms to your elbows, elbows in towards your hips. Bring your heart more through forward. And then if this feels okay in your lower back, you feel like there's space there, press your palms down, lift your elbows up. You're still isometrically drawing the heels of your palms back to bring your heart more through. And I want you to imagine you're trying to pull your upper arms back into your side bodies. This will get your serratus and your upper back muscles engaged so that we're not pressing into the vertebra of the spine. We're actually creating stability and length. Next, exhale, lower down to the forearms, elbows. Bend the right knee, flex your right foot, but look over your left shoulder. Fan. Go ahead, release, right leg down, neck is neutral. Bend left knee, flex left foot, look over right shoulder. And then head, neck, center, left leg down. Inhale here, on your exhale, lower, crocodile. Forehead to the backs of your hands. You can bend your knees, windshield wiper your legs. Let your legs go long, slide your hands underneath your shoulders, press your hips to your heels, child's pose, balasana. Palms can face up, arms can sweep back, embryo. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Slowly press up, bring your hips to one side, legs out in front of you. We're gonna come onto the back side, so have your props nearby, your blocks, your blanket. We'll come into just a few, about 5 dynamic bridges, and then we're gonna find support with a block into a supported bridge. We did a lot of closing in through the front side, so now we're gonna open that in a more soft way. Stability and then soft. So arms by your sides, palms facing down, bend the knees, punch your feet firmly to the floor, hip width. Feel all corners of your feet into the floor, spread your toes into the floor. And then neutralize your spine by lengthening your tailbone forward. It might feel like we're slightly tucking. Crown of the head reaching back in the opposing direction. You're going to inhale here. On your exhale, lift your hips up. Inhale, I'm going to ask you to lower, but hover just away from the floor. And then exhale, press the floor away to lift your hips up. Inhale, you lower just a little bit from the floor. Exhale, press the hips up. Keep reaching your tailbone forward. Drag the feet to your heels isometrically into your butt. Last 2. Good, last one here. Next time you press up, hold for 3 breaths. Chin is off the chest, neck is neutral. We want that airway or that passage for the air, breath, prana, energy. Taking one block, probably lowest setting, maybe a little bit higher. Medium setting, 2 blocks side by side if you would like. Placing it beneath your sacrum so that your sacrum, just letting your back open as your front side opens. Check in with your supported bridge if you want to heighten the hips a bit by your blocks, the level of your blocks. Please do. Lengthen left leg long, reach your right arm over towards the crown of your head. Get active through the left leg. Next inhale, plant your left foot to the floor, right arm by your side. Lengthen right leg long, left arm over the crown of the head, reaching in those opposing directions. Get a really long to that diagonal line, getting into the psoas. And then either staying here for another 2 breaths or so, or maybe both legs go long, both arms reach over towards the crown of your head. Last breath. On the exhale, slide your feet in so your feet can come to the floor, arms by your sides, supported bridge. Palms facing down for your feet. On an inhale, lift your hips up just enough so you can slide your block out from underneath. Lowering to the floor. Bring the right knee to your chest, left leg long. And then using left hand, guide your right leg up and over to the left into a twist. The right arm out to the right, head and neck, wherever it wants to go naturally. Okay, inhale through center and we'll switch sides. Left knee in, right leg long. Right hand guides left leg over to the right. Okay, on an inhale, come up through center. Let both legs long, both arms over the head. Take a nice lengthy inhale. And then on your exhale, bring both knees in. Find your happy baby, whatever variation feels therapeutic, what's going to add to the practice as we start to settle further in and down, getting ready for rest to digest. Start to feel what position would help you to find maximum relaxation, stillness. When you're ready, feel free to start to make your way there. A lot of people, traditionally, Shavasana, corpse pose, is what we rest in. Everything goes long, neutral. You can always place your blocks, blanket underneath the thighs, the knees. But I'm open to any other position that's going to support you. So a couple, Supta Baddha Konasana, bound angle, soles of your feet together, knees fall out wide, supporting your legs with your blocks. Maybe you run the lengths of your blocks underneath the lengths of your calves for a softer inverted position, getting your feet just above your heart space. You can always place the blanket over the fronts of your hips, which is very grounding. Wherever you're at, take up a little bit more space. You can be walking the shoulder blades slightly closer. Arms either away from the body. Maybe decide to bring both hands to the abdomen, around the navel center. And letting the eyes soften. space between your brow, hairline relaxing. Down through the temple, the bridge of your nose. Relax the space just behind your upper lip, the inside of your right cheek, the inside of your left cheek, roof of the mouth. Tongue lightly pressing behind the upper teeth to the roof of the mouth. The jaw can soften, the teeth can slightly part. Lips closed, but again soft. Relax the throat, neck, shoulders, out the lengths of your arms. We inhale, feel the opening through the chest, ribs, expansion of your lung space. And then as you exhale, everything naturally draws back in, settling. Belly soften, pelvic girdle, the hips, pelvic bowl, buttocks. Down to the lengths of your legs, out to the soles of your feet. Please take as much time as you need here. When you are ready to come out, always come out mindfully. Move with purpose and intention. Take a moment to honor the efforts just by choosing to be here on an early morning. Effort in staying with the friction, the uncomfortable, breathing with it, so eventually we can move through it. Allowing ourselves to become more present, grounded with our action. Thank you for sharing your company, your energy. A wonderful rest of your morning. Namaste.